Do you ever have those friends that always like hit you up on your cell phone wondering what you're doing and always want to hang out? Well, I have a friend like that, and no matter how much I want my alone time, I know I'm going to have to spend some time with him. Well, this leads me to my quote, "A friendship is a plant that we must often water." I met him in 6th grade, and first I didn't even like him, but, you know, he made a joke and it was funny, so we hung out, and we've been friends ever since. But the relationship is slowly building, you know, like, you don't just hang out every day when you first meet someone, so you have to water that plant, and eventually you guys, like, know each other like the back of your hand. I know he'll pick me up, like, if I'm stranded or something, or had a bad night, and I know he's going to always be there, and he knows I'll always be there to help him out. So, over time, you just, I don't know, you build up that relationship, and he's like my best friend, so. And he waters the plant back, you know, he'll help me out, like, and you just don't let it die, because then you don't have that plant anymore, and you'll be left there with an empty pot and that soil. And I guess anything can be this plant, but the relationship, you know, you have to build it up. That's how my relationship is like a plant.
All right, you've got the survey rhetorical question as your attention device. That's fine. A good transition to the quote, and we get a pretty clear idea of what your point of view is. It sounds at first like you're going to organize it kind of chronologically, talk about the beginning of your relationship, how it developed and where it is now, but that's not really where you go. It kind of always stays in that first category a little bit. So I think you need to work on your organization and develop that structure a little bit more so you can find some other things to talk about. The presentation, your voice is it's low key, but we can hear you. I think you could use, excuse me, a little bit more variety in the presentation. Sometimes you're a little bit hesitant. You had a few indicators while you were speaking up there, gestures that seemed to be effective. Your facial expressions were fine. Your eye contact's inconsistent. You tend to look down quite a bit. And it did seem like your body movement was a little awkward and uncertain at one point. I always kid around about some of the poses that people put on. I don't know if I told you about the fig leaf and the Superman pose. You have the James Bond pose, you know, where you've got the 1 foot, you know, you're standing flat on that, and then on the other one you've got the toe pointed and you've got your ankles crossed, and you know, all you need is the gun on the side, you know, like that, you know, and you look like James Bond standing there in the last half of the speech. So you want to watch out for those sorts of things. And that seems to be the only place where I thought that your anxiety was coming out a lot. The audience does respond to you in a couple spots. They laugh at things you say. They seem to be encouraging, but I think that you don't get as much follow-through on that as you might, and you kind of have to enjoy the experience a little bit more, and it seems more like you're kind of just trying to get done with it. I think that there's an exit that you're planning there, and I think you've got a good idea. It's not as well executed as it could be, but you have the right idea there. And you know, for the most part, you did things pretty well. There are a few things that you could work on. All right. Thank you.